Okay, for this project, we're gonna make a Halloween card using a creepy tree, cutting die, some Martha Stewart punches, a cute owl stamp by Dandelions. So our tree will open up here. You can see our owl inside there, and inside we're using another punch that says trick or treat. So we start off with making this a A2 size card. So our paper is 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to score it in half at 4.25. And this is our base card. This particular cardstock comes from Lasting Impressions. And using the Physics Big Shot, we're using, this is a 2 die set for the tree. And we're going to crank through a brown, get a cut there, and then switch template to get other brown. You can crank it backwards. And we want an extra one of this other one here, which is the tree trunk top. So I've cut a short or smaller piece of brown for that. So this is an extra piece here that we're going to use later. Since we've got the dies out, we might as well finish our cutting here. This piece here is going to be part of the tree trunk to show the hollow part of the tree trunk. And then we have some green grass that we want to cut out here also. So we're just cutting the sections that we want here. Cut that out. Piece. That's your green grass. And one last cut on these 2 dies, which is the scary face on the tree. Right here. Okay, one more thing that we're going to cut on this is a Cut-A-Bug Halloween die to cut out our word boo. That's from this die here. This is a little bit thicker die, so we open up tab number 2. And that's how we get it to the proper thickness. The base goes here. We're going to cut it out of purple. Okay, guess this lets that off a little. Okay, let's go and start building our tree here. So we've got the big tree trunk here. I want it maybe about 1/2 inch off of the bottom of our card. First time I did this, you notice that there's some accents here showing more of the texture of the tree. There are actually cuts all the way through, so I don't want to use a wet glue. I'm just going to use some double stick tape here to hold that down on our card. First time I did this, the glue soaked through there a little bit. Just do a couple strips. And again, we want this maybe about 1/2 inch from the base of the card. So about there. With the tree trunk kind of centered. And one last cut is we're going to cut right through here. This is Spellbinder's Nestabilities Classic Ovals, the small set, and this is the second to the smaller size here. And I'm just going to temporarily tape this in place. This is 3M removable tape. And we're back to the thin die. So our base is with the platform closed, die side up here, and crank this right there. And notice that we did open up our card, so we did not cut through the back, but we cut through our tree trunk and the opening of our card. Okay, we're going to start assembling part of this. Let's put in our grass. And I'm going to use a glue pen for that. That just kind of gets tucked in this area. One more small piece of grass here. This one we're going to fix to the front of our tree. And we're going to do our iron fence here. This is using a double-edged Martha Stewart border punch. And we've cut this piece to 4 inches by 1.5 inches. And I'm going to line it up to the edge here and just have it peeking out to the fold here and punch that in. And that's our fence. With our fence, I want it to be lifted up so we get some shadow going on behind there instead of gluing it straight on there. So I'm going to lift this up, and I want it to be a little bit higher than the normal size that I use. I normally use 1/16 inch double sit foam. For this one, I'm going to use the 1/8 inch thickness, so it'll be a little bit higher up. And we're going to place this near the bottom of our card.